Good evening. I want to welcome you to Financial Aid Night. We're going to start with the 2019 Parent Evening. We're just waiting for Dr. Jeffrey and Ms. Green, and we'll get started. Thanks so much for tuning in.
Hello, good evening. My name is Tahita Green. I am the senior class sponsor for the class of 2018. I want to come before you for a few minutes to talk about senior stuff. One of the most important things, if you don't know, graduation is Friday, May 27th, no, 24th. Sorry, May 24th at 3:30, of course, is at your place. The week before, Friday, May 17th, at 8 p.m. is the prom. The prom will be held at the Carlisle Club in Alexandria, Virginia. This is the very first time that anyone in PG County has attended this venue. So that's special to select to them. Tickets will be $85 for pre-sale, early bird special, and then they'll go up to $90 after, $95 after. Tickets probably won't go on sale until January. Just FYI, I wanted to let you all know that. The Carlisle Club, so it's CARLYLE. May 17th at 8 p.m. Since we're going over the break, we made it a little bit later, so we're going to reduce a little bit of traffic. Alexandria. I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Oh, $85 early bird special, and probably won't start selling until January. And then after that, they'll go up to $90 to $95. Mm-hmm. And of course, for the prom, you're required to have your guest form filled out and things of that nature. So, but all of that information will be coming closer to prom, closer to graduation. So one more thing for me, we are currently selling senior shirts. They will be here this Thursday. They are $20, perfect for class Color Day, which is Friday. If you do not know, we're celebrating Spirit Week here in Celestville. I am also the head volleyball coach. So right now, this week, the students can come to the game for free. So if they say, can I stay? I don't say. We like the fans. I think that is all for me. Let me go find either Miss Smith or Miss Simpkins or Miss Dr. Jeffrey. Yes? Tickets for? Sure, it's $20. For the people that just came in, prom is May 17th at 8 o'clock, and it's at the Carlisle Club in Alexandria, Virginia. And then graduation is May 24th at Showplace Arena at 3:30. We also have a couple of fundraisers coming home soon. We have Krispy Kreme coming up. We will start selling snacks after school. And we do have a Chick-fil-A Spirit Night planned on October 23rd. Yes, ma'am, one in Brandywine. You're welcome. Hold on for 1 second. Yes, so 23rd of October. Okay, so one last thing for me, in the journey to graduation, you know that there are certain requirements we have to meet. I'm going to talk about the testing requirements. I'm also the alternative student school testing coordinator here. And so we have 150 seniors in the class of 2019 here in Surrattsville. These numbers were pulled about 2 weeks ago. However, 2 weeks ago, if we were to be graduating, only 68 seniors would be graduating. And that's for testing requirements. Right now, we have 8 kids who passed algebra. No, the number of seniors that have not met. 8 kids who have not met algebra, 65 kids who have not met English Language Arts 10, and 62 kids who have not met government. Now, in the classes, they will be doing something called an APP project for government or a PART project for English. Okay, so, yes, ma'am. Hold on, Ms. Jeffrey.
Good evening, I'm Dr. Jeffrey, it's a pleasure to see you all here. So you were mailed, you didn't mail the report card not report card, but the state mailed out the PART test, or I'm not sure they were given out in the classes. So
We're still compiling them, but your kids will get it in their English classes.
I was under the impression. Oh, okay. So your students know if they passed or not, because if they did not meet the LSN requirement, they are still being placed so that they can work on their projects, okay? For English, we are going to have to be creative in helping our students meet the requirements for English, which means we may be offering, or probably will be offering, additional services after school, okay? It is a separate curriculum that's embedded into the English curriculum. But what that means is that we just have work to do, and we have to work as a team to make sure that our students are working diligently when they're working on these projects, which is a mandate for the state for graduation, okay? Also, I'm here, I'd just like to say that I pulled the service requirements today for service learning, and we have majority of our students have not either turned in or completed their community service learning hours, which is also a graduation requirement. And so that is imperative. We've had students that did not participate in graduation because they did not graduate and walk. We all walked at the school graduation because they did not meet the community service learning service requirement hours. So again, all seniors can stop by. They can see me about their service learning hours, or they can see Ms. Pettigrew. She is the one who inputs the service learning hours into the system. But it is important that we work on it now. I don't want the seniors to wait till the last minute. This past Saturday, we had an event and students were able to come out and earn community service hours. And by the show of hands, the seniors that are in here, how many of you came out and participated and earned some hours this past weekend? Good, okay? So that is imperative. I'm not sure, I came in late, I'm not really sure what you talked about.
This is the last thing for me. So we received the information. Oh, yes, yeah. They're due right before Thanksgiving. It's 24 hours and it has since the 8th grade to complete them. Okay, so the last thing for me, which will be passed out, is we have the packages for senior pictures. The packages for graduation. All of the packages are pretty much the same as last year. Cap and gown only is, $65. The Hornets package is $160, and then the platinum package with the class ring costs $285. Ms. Jeffrey also just said that she mailed it home or gave it to the students through English classes.
One thing is that the students have to purchase a cap and gown. So even if you have not determined whether or not you want to purchase one of the packages, can you just please pay the $65 so that we have all of our students with cap and gowns? Because sometimes what has happened in the past, this is my 5th class that I'll be graduating, people are waiting to determine if they're going to get a package or not, and they don't buy the cap and gown, and then at the last minute, we're having to do a rush order. I don't want it to cost you more, or I don't want your child to end up with a robe that does not fit. So when they come in on November 8th, the lady from Johnston's will be measuring our students. They'll write down their measurement for their cap and gown. So please, if you could just have at least the $65 for that, and if you want to add on to some packages later, then you could, the information for the young lady is on here, so you can speak to her directly at that time. But this was sent home. The students got this information a few weeks ago. Hopefully they brought the information home about the cap and gown. We will print out a senior calendar letter later that will go out through the English department, and that will give you some important dates that the seniors need to have. Yes, ma'am.
Do you have a cost? I noticed on the sheet I did that there's no cost for the yearbook. The yearbook is not included, so do you have an idea of what that expense will be?
That is a great question. We did not include the yearbook with it, so I'm not really sure.
It's already included in the package. So when it's a face of your pictures.
The yearbook is included?
The yearbook
I saw.
She means the yearbook is in here too? I didn't even. No, well, they're two different companies, so the yearbook is gonna come probably through the school. So I'd have to check on that because Mr. Griffin, he just left out the building, and so I need to verify that.
Yeah, I can verify.
Okay. Did you want to answer the question? $100.
And then, do you have an idea of the cost for the prom?
Oh, I said it. So prom tickets will be $85
For early bird.
for early bird special, and then go up to $95 after.
But the $85 will be due.
So I'm thinking we'll start selling tickets in. Sorry, they're live streaming and I keep. It's okay. I'm thinking we're going to start selling tickets in January. So maybe January and February will be $85, and then after that it'll go up to $95
And that's per person.
per person.
And then $100 for the yearbook. And when is that due?
Well, I'm not affiliated with the yearbook, but they'll get lots of notices regarding when it's gonna start selling, if there's gonna be specials and things like that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes, talk about everything. Are there any other questions about senior things? Well, senior things specifically for the class office, the class sponsor.
So senior class trip, she asked the question. So the senior class trip is something that parents usually organize outside of the school. It can't go through Sabatsville. So if there's some parents that want to get together and organize it, then, we encourage, we would tell you, you can organize it. It's not sanctioned by the school, the senior trips.
Is that new? I'm just saying.
It's what new?
Is it a
Senior
new
trip?
requirement that the parents put the trip?
But it won't be affiliated with the school if you decide to do a senior trip. It won't be sanctioned by the county, the senior trip.
I can answer that question. They stopped that about 30 years ago. The schools, the senior trip being a school field trip.
Yeah.
Or being a school sanctioned activity. I graduated from Friendly in '86. And we were some of the last ones to have school sanctioned senior trips. By the time I came back to sponsor the class of '92, my name was the name I was a staff member and I did it. We were allowed that, but now it has to be a parent. My name was the name that was signed, and I was the one that was responsible for all payments, all fees, everything. Yeah, so that's been around for a while. And it happened because there was an accident on a field trip, on a senior trip, I'm sorry. There was an accident with a student and we become real litigious. So, and so the county separated themselves.
Yes, ma'am.
from those trips.
Okay, thank you. Can you tell me the deadline for the entire completion of what HSA, when we finish that requirement?
So everybody's gonna be a little different. There's some students who have additional projects to do. A child might have 2, 3, 5 projects to do. And so I believe our first submission for LSN projects would be the end of October, I believe it is. End of October, so it depends. So it depends on your child and how many projects they have and what they have projects due in, okay? But it is something that we encourage the students to come to school and work very diligently on them because they can finish as soon as.
That's what I was gonna say. If you all can talk to your students about the seriousness of it, and when they're called to test, when they're called to do the project, to come and work, because a lot of times they feel like, oh, I'm done. Why am I doing this? And then we're pushing them and fighting them for months to come finish a project that may take one day. So as long as you have a conversation with them to say, you need this to graduate. You're not done yet. Don't let the senioritis kick in October, then you won't graduate in May. No, seriously. So as long as you can have the conversation with them to say, I got this paper, you have 3 projects, when they call you, go.
Okay.
No, it's, I believe it was mailed home, and then the kids are also going to receive another packet that will be discussed in their English classes. Yes, Kayla?
So, I understand that the county is a requirement to get. I wanted to know if I can get I don't want to get all the expensive packages, I just want the socks.
The socks are $16.
You can purchase the socks. Yes. Yes. I felt like I did the socks, so I felt like that was something good. So you can purchase the socks separately. Yes.
Can we purchase the ring separately as well, or does it come with the package?
If you go through Jostens, I don't know. You may have to ask Karen, or I can reach out to Karen and ask, and I can let you know tomorrow.
So November 8th
If she
is
responds.
going to be really important that everyone comes to lunch. I know some students don't come into the cafeteria during the lunch hour, but you can come and you can talk to her directly if you want to do something different from the packet that we've offered, okay? So, and also, right now, that's the only date that she's coming in. And hopefully we won't have to have another date, but if we do, we'll let you know. We will be having quarterly senior meetings, and we'll send out the dates. Like I said, you'll get a calendar of all the senior events and things that the seniors need to be aware of, okay? And I believe that Are the parents able to access Google Classroom as well? Just the student?
Trying
Okay,
to get you past the firewall.
so,
Some have been able to sneak past, all right, different. But the firewall, if you don't have a Gmail account, first of all, that's a problem. And then for some reason with the firewall, it only recognizes PGCPS email. So I'm in contact with IT to get you all past the firewall, so you can get into the Google Classroom. But for the time being, tell your children, give me a password. Give me a username and your password, because that's how you get in. They're in. Because every time we do classroom guidance for the last year and some change, I tell them go to Google Classroom and all of them know exactly where to go. So they're in. So if they tell you, I don't know about that, they're not telling you. They're not. Tell them, open up that Google Classroom thing, whatever it is, open it up. And they'll open it up for you and show you. For example, I was in a classroom today teaching, the students did the needs assessment because the link is there. We just had, who was just here last week to do a college visit? Seniors. Who was just here? What college? How'd you find out about it? So they've been using it for the last year and a little bit longer than that. So have them log you in. Also, you're gonna hear about Naviance tonight. Use their login for Naviance because that's a district initiative and the district still has not set up parent emails. So you will need your child's email and login information in order to get their Naviance. But again, write it in, text it to me, and then you have it to get into both of those.
and the importance about being able to check with the Google Classroom is that there's so much important information that's documented there, like scholarships. The information is available. The students have to go on and check to see what's there because there's scholarships available, information that students need going forward, whether they're going to follow the whatever path they're going to follow, whether it be military, whether it's a trade school or a trade that they're going to pick up or college. One of the other things I wanted to really emphasize is that attendance is very important. We get audited on our attendance, and if we have a student that's had multiple absences, it's going to affect their grade. Okay, so please make sure that your children are attending school. Okay, and attending school means making it to all their classes and also putting forth effort to do well in their classes. Okay, so when I look out here, and she said 150, our goal is to take 150 students across the stage. We need your help because, like she said, senioritis will kick in, and we know that the journey for all of us is destination graduation. Okay. Are there any other questions that we have? So a couple things just to remember: community service hours, AVP projects. Okay. English is going to look a little different from LSN projects. English is going to look like probably us doing some after school work with your student and maybe even a Saturday boot camp. We're trying to come up with a creative way to help these students get through their projects. And if we're able to do this, that means that we'll be coming in on the weekends. So we're going to need you to help get your students to us, whether it's the weekends or after school on one of the days they don't offer credit recovery. We're going to need you to help us get them through these projects. And, the senior year, we want it to be an enjoyable year. So I would like for them to get some of the things off of their checklist, like their community service hours, the AVP projects, so they don't have to really focus on that. They can focus on just their next steps. Okay? Any additional questions? Oh, remember prom, write down prom on your calendar. What day is prom?
May 17th.
May 17th. Typically, the seniors leave a few days before prom or right after AVP or during the time that AP test is happening. They haven't given us the official date, which is the last day for seniors, but that will come. Our interim CEO, Dr. Monica Golson, will send something out telling us when seniors' last official day is, and that's what it means. It's their last official day, so you have to continue working up until that time. But then we'll have our prom, and then our graduation is what date? May 24th, and we'll give you more information about that. You gotta be early, you gotta be on time. If you've been to the Crushing Center, traffic can get real crazy. What time is graduation? 3:30. So we have a later graduation. So you will be required to get there about 2 hours ahead of time. Okay. And we're going to talk about that, but I just want you to get excited about graduation because we are really counting down. How many days do we have left in school? So think about this. If there are about 44 days in a quarter, okay, And so you go to, during the first quarter, you only hit your A and B classes. Well, now you're hitting them every day. But think about a class that you don't have every day. You're only in there 20 times. And for the classes you have every day, there's about 45 days. And the time goes by very quickly, okay? Any other questions? Yes, sir. Our SAT score, we have the dates out in front of our testing officer. Do we have the SAT and ACT scores? Not scores, dates. Dates.
As you walk around to one of the workshops, the SAT dates are on the wall. Our testing coordinator has been posted outside of her office. You can just take a quick. That's the easiest one.
Right. It's right on this first wall right here. Yes.
We usually test in December and March. I just got the forms to set it up. Just also so you know about our ASVAB program. We started this, I think, 2 years ago. The Army comes in to practice ASVAB for our students. We test any student who's interested. They score it on site and give them not only their score, but a practice plan. And then we come back and do the actual ASVAB in December, and we test again in March. So those days are always advertised in the Google Classroom. Students use Eventbrite, students get tickets, they come, they test. So those, once we have the date solidified, we'll put those in for kids to be able to register.
Okay, and I have to mention Khan Academy. You're probably going to hear it more than once tonight. If everybody should have a Khan Academy, they all have it, your students. So make sure that they're going on Khan Academy. You're talking about the ACT and the SAT, and even for ASVAB, that can help you improve your scores. And so a Khan Academy account is something all your children should have. Even if you have a child that's in 8th grade, they should have a Khan Academy account as well. 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th, and 12th. And we're pushing that our students use Khan Academy as a way to increase their test scores. You're gonna hear a little bit more about that. But by the show of hands, how many of my seniors in here have been using Khan Academy? So did you see that? So everybody's hand should be up in here, okay? So let's make sure that we utilize that. It's a free tutorial service. You don't have to pay to go to SAT classes because the Khan Academy will look at your SAT or your PSAT score and show you what you need to work on, okay? You don't even need a lot of time, 20 to 30 minutes a day or a couple days out of the week, okay? And we have testimony from our graduating seniors that took it last year that talk about how their test scores improved greatly. Any other questions?
Thank you, Dr. Jeffrey.
Quite welcome.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to be moving to the financial aid portion, so you're going to have to change tabs and get ready for session 1.